In this video, we're going to talk about hiring full-time resources to get your app and your technology built in-house. What's up, guys? My name is George Brooks, and I'm one of the founders here at Crema. In our previous videos, we've been talking about the 5 ways to get your app built and how much it costs. We talked from a very free and easy way, and now we're getting to the real deal, which is starting to hire your own team. When you start thinking about hiring in-house, this is where you're going to have to go anyways. So you're really going to have to think about a few things when you're hiring your resources and your full-time employees in-house. So here's a few tips. You're going to have to sell your vision. This is your idea, it's in your head, and you're going to have to clearly communicate that with every single person you bring on. Why your business exists, why this product exists, and how they're going to contribute to make it better. So be very specific, be very clear about what your vision for the product is, because that's going to set them up for success. Culture, culture, culture. When you're growing an early team, you've got to create a safe place where people feel like they can collaborate, that they can flourish, that they can really find purpose in their work. How can you use their strengths to contribute to your vision? Now, that doesn't mean just beer in the fridge or a ping pong table, though those things are cool. It really means allowing people to do their best work, to find that they can really contribute and where they can grow in both their personal development and also the development of your product. So giving them the space to learn and honestly, pay them to learn. When you're hiring, you're gonna have people that kind of maybe have different strengths, but also can do other things. So be really cognizant of asking them, what's your forte and maybe what's your general abilities? So someone might be really good in technology, but also can help project manage it. Or someone might be really good in creative, but also can write some front-end code. So those are all good ways to flex between roles, but figure out what their forte is so that you can utilize that and really help them to use that to build your product. Consider the upfront overhead. So this includes more than just their salary. It includes their benefits. It includes perks, it includes time off. You're gonna have to consider your office. You're gonna have to consider your desks, your computers, and you immediately have to deal with that overhead. But what you get is a lot of focus. And so that team is completely focused on your product. There's a big reward to a lot of investment there up front. When you're hiring somebody, they want to sell you that they're the best person for the job. And that's okay, that's great. But make sure that you talk to the references or actually see examples of their work so you can get a really good sense of what did they actually do, how did they contribute, and how did they work with the team, because that's gonna really affect the culture as you move forward to grow your product. Make sure that you don't hire too fast. We've seen too many companies hire fast and fail, and there are a lot of dangers with that. One, culture, because they're hiring too fast and they're not getting a chance to figure out whether that person is really gonna fit with their team. So my recommendation is, though it's gonna feel like it hurts, slow down your hiring. Avoid using agencies, because if you're creating a culture, honestly, you're gonna have lots of talent at the door. If you can get to know those people early, it will get a better result because, again, you're investing into a culture that is gonna carry out your vision. So the big question, what does it cost? This varies a lot, but we're gonna talk maybe just about a framework, again, in that kind of 3 months to maybe year time frame. So if you're hiring junior, you could be in the level of kind of that $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 range, up to maybe $60,000 range. And then if you're hiring more into senior, more established roles, you do start to get into upwards of 6 figures plus. And geography affects this a lot because you're also thinking about the fact that if you're on the coast, there are places that are paying $200,000+ for engineers. When you start pulling together all these roles, plus the overhead of having a place for them to work and the tools they'll need to do their work, your costs start to get to probably in the range of $150,000 to $300,000 for those 3 months. It can grow depending on the size of the team, and as you grow, of course, that burn rate's gonna go up. But this is a great way to build a team that's gonna be focused. Just understand it's gonna take time to establish a culture, to communicate your vision, and to make sure everybody's on the same path forward. The last thing I'll say around all this, in-house is what you're going to have to do eventually. Whether you build it overseas, you build it with a contractor, you learn to code, if your app is getting successful, you're gonna get back to this solution eventually. So it might make you think about whether you want to do it sooner and later, but it isn't always the right thing to do first. It's oftentimes better to start with another solution and then plan to build that team back in when you're ready, and when you're ready for the overhead to grow your company and scale. All right, in the next video, we're gonna take it to the next level, with a little bit higher cost, but really great quality. We'll see you then.